What's going on, everyone? It's been a while since my last video, and to be honest, I've just been so frustrated with Manchester United that I haven't got the heart to even come on and talk about them. I just find it shocking. And yesterday, with Dean Smith getting sacked, the Norwich manager, I'm not even going to try and pronounce his name. Is it Hasenhüttl? I don't even know. But he's German, and he got sacked as well. And then SOLSKJAER is still in a job. Now, you probably know I'm recently, since the Liverpool result, I've been Ollie out. Just because I cannot see us going forward. As much as I love Ollie, I want him to succeed. And, you know, I was late because there's a lot of people here who watch my videos who have been Ollie out for a long time. And they've been telling me that I'm mad for sticking by a manager like that who isn't good enough. And to be honest, I just fell into the trap of the romantic side of it and wanting him to do well as the next legend. But the facts are there, and the results show it, and we can all see he's not good enough. And yeah, I'm admitting it now. It's frustrating, but to see other managers and managers who have beaten us this season, for example, Aston Villa's Dean Smith. Villa bet United, and they still sack him. He's a manager who's done good things for them. Villa sold their best player in Jack Grealish. They sold him, and yeah, they bought a few replacements. Emi Buendia, what's his name from Bundesliga? What's his name? He plays for Jamaica, I think. Anyway, good player, but doesn't seem to be fully fit. But still, they have, you know, got a few players in, so yeah, maybe he is expected to be doing better. But look what United have done. United have brought in Varane, Sancho, Cristiano Ronaldo, and we still cannot play. We're worse, if not the same as last season. I just think it's shocking. And then watching West Ham last night, West Ham went and bet Liverpool 3-2. They were actually 3-1 up at one stage. And I was watching thinking, how did we get spanked 5-0 by Liverpool, and I'm here watching West Ham tear them apart at times. Liverpool just couldn't get through, and West Ham took their chances, and when they did, they were really good goals. And it was a team. West Ham were a team that played together. They play for each other, they play for themselves, they play for the manager, and they play for their fans. And it's quite clear that they know what to do, and there's a vision and a plan, and they're all doing it for each other. There's no, it's all about me, oh, I'm going to do all this and step overs and la 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 and try and go myself. No, they're working as a team to get up the pitch, and that's what I think Man United's problem is. 1, there's no plan. 2, the tactics are shit. 3, there's so many players on that team who are just all about themselves, and they want to be the star of the show, and they want to try and make moments happen, where you've got other teams who are actually planning, if we go up here and we work it out and we do stuff together, we can score. But then Manchester United just look crazy. It's crazy. The defence is shocking. Harry Maguire, I will never understand. I understand the signing. I won't understand the price tag, but there you go. He's an English player. We'll get over that. I will never understand giving him the captaincy. I think it's such a pressure. It's a thing that it was thrown on him. Maybe he said he was ready. I don't believe he ever was ready to be Manchester United captain. I don't think he's ever been good. When I look at that pitch, like, you see pictures of Vidic and Rio and Gary Neville and players who have worn the armband at times, and they're like, you can just see them getting at players, and then Harry Maguire, it sometimes looks like he's just not interested and he's shying away from anything. It's bad. It's really bad. Luke Shaw's been shit recently. Wan-Bissaka's probably been our best defender, but for some reason he doesn't get the credit. And, you know, Varane being injured is awful. Eric Bailey scoring an own goal the other day and then posting a picture of that exact moment. Like, I think he must have got onto Man City's page to take those images, because there's no way he got them off United socials. It's weird. It's just weird. But I think Ollie he's out of his depth. He's not good enough. As much as I hate to finally admit that, I didn't want it to be like this. But watching that City game, this is actually what I was supposed to talk about when I came on. Watching that City game was pathetic. It was awful. I missed a good bit of the first half. And then watching it, especially the second half, the last few minutes, I thought, okay, come on, we can get something, come on. It was pathetic. They just bowed down and took it. It was awful. And Pep Guardiola not even having to make one sub because his job was too easy. Oh, there's no point in bringing anyone on and tiring them out. This is done. They didn't even have to try hard. They just had the 2 goals and that was it. Unfortunate for Eric Bailly scoring the own goal. But in that moment when he did what he did, I don't think he needed to slide in that way. I really don't think he needed to slide in that way at all. But he does things in certain ways. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not blaming him. It's very easy to score an own goal. But throwing himself down like that, you could have done it different ways. But Eric Bailly does things that way. He goes all in for everything. And you can't blame him for that. I'm glad he played. I think he deserves to play after the performance he put in the Champions League last week. He was brilliant. And it's just unfortunate that our defenders are so shit as a collective. They just don't work together well. You saw the City goal. The ball was crossed in. Maguire looks at Shaw. Shaw acts like he kind of has it and he's going to see it out. And they just don't deal with it. They don't deal with it. And then who comes in? Bernardo Silva. And whacks it in. I thought it was pathetic. It was awful. If you're not sure, you need to make sure you get at that ball and head it out for a corner. Do something. Don't just let it run past everyone and then it falls to the most dangerous man on the pitch's feet and he smacks it in. David De Gea, he posted after the game, "I'm hurt." And you can see it. He was walking into the dugout or the tunnel after the game. And he punched the tunnel. Like, punched it proper. Not like little fucking wallops it. He is angry and sad and hurting. And he's right to be. The players are not covering him. He's saving our asses from being spanked 10-0 against our biggest rivals. He had so many good saves. And then against Liverpool, it wasn't even his fault. It was just terrible defending, letting players through, and he has no chance. They're literally not covering him. They're just setting him up to be pelted. And it's not fair on him, because he's been our best player this season, which I hate. Why does our goalkeeper have to be our best player in the last good few years, actually? He's saving our asses. He'll probably be player of the year this year. Him or Ronaldo, but to be honest, the way it's going, Ronaldo's not getting any service. It's really poor. It's really poor. And the fact that there's been managers in the Premier League who have been sacked after, 11 games? There's been a quarter of managers have been sacked already. Conte, I don't think he was the guy for United anyway. Would I have taken him? Probably. But I don't think that he would have been the guy for United, not because I don't believe in him. I think he's a great manager, but we have players who don't like when someone says boo to them. For example, Pogba, down in tools, and if someone, if a manager acts a certain way, they will down tools and they will not play for you. So my fear would be, as pathetic as it is, because they should be playing no matter what. But if a manager comes in and starts going mad, because we know Conte has done that, and he works players to the bone, double training sessions, just runs the arse off them. If he came in and started telling the players all that, who's to say they wouldn't be like, here, this guy's mad, I'm not going to play for him, I'm going to down tools, like we did against Jose, get him sacked. Because that's what they do. It's easier to sack a manager than to get rid of all the players, isn't it? And, I think some of our players are just embarrassing. Harry Maguire, Paul Pogba, even though Pogba didn't even play, so people might say, oh, he didn't even play, what are you saying? But I just feel the way Pogba is, the contract talks, I think players who are here actually deserve to play. Players who want to be here deserve to play. Until that contract stuff is done, whether he stays or not, give Donny more time, Fred McTominay. Oh, there's so much shit on that team that just bothers me. Sometimes everyone can do decent well. And then it just goes back to shit out of nowhere. And I'm fed up with this bounce back thing. After every game, after every pathetic performance, you've got their social media teams like Harry Maguire's coming out and apologising yesterday morning. It's like, stop apologising when you're literally the worst player on the pitch. He's been the worst player and he's meant to be the captain. It's pathetic. I'm fuming. And I'm sorry this has just been a rant. There's probably no structure to the video. It's just me being fully honest in how I feel right now about the club and the results. And we're going into another international break, which is so frustrating because I'm sick to death with international breaks. It's awful. There's so many, and it's if they ever do the World Cup every 2 years, I'll flip. Because it's too much. It's too much. It's pathetic. But anyway, this is now a big break for the players. It would have been a perfect time to change manager and, you know, get them used to the new players. The new players? Get the players used to the new manager. But let's just say Van de Beek needs to play more. The players who are not performing, example, Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, they need to be dropped. Bring Telles in. Let Bailey play more. Even bring back Phil Jones, for God's sake. He'd do a better job than Harry Maguire, I believe. I really do believe that. Guys, let me know your thoughts. Are you Ollie in? Because, to be honest, I don't know many people that are Ollie in anymore. It's awful. It needs to change. And the players need to stop talking and just perform. Actions speak louder than words. And I'm done with it. Let me know your thoughts. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe. And I'll see you for the next one.